千里之行，始于足下。A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Derek Lin, where we take a deep dive into the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. As always, I want to extend my welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. I would like to invite you to center your thoughts and direct your attention to this moment in time, to the here and now, to be fully present and mindfully aware as we are ready ourselves for this sacred process in the Tao with one another. We want to talk about the cycles that the valley goes through. We know that springtime comes, life begins anew. Green shoots appear on the ground. Leaves sprout on the trees. The flowers bloom. So life is evident. In the valley, it is starting to grow. Spring gives way to summer. If spring is the birth of new life, full of hope for the future, then summer represents the time when we are at our most active, powered by youthful energy. We're living in our prime. Just like we're saying that when summer is upon the valley, the myriad things are at their most active. Life flourishes at its prime. But then what follows after that? We know autumn will follow summer. It is the time of the bountiful harvest. Also time to prepare for the cold days to come. Autumn is the time to reap the rewards that we have worked on. In terms of a lifetime, the autumn of one's life is when the body is starting to show signs of age. Like the leaves on trees turning red and gold, withering, and then falling from trees. What comes after autumn? It's time for the colder temperatures of winter. The year comes to an end. The myriad things retreat. Some will hibernate. What about in terms of life? Here, I appear to be on the surface describing the seasonal changes of the valley. But then you've also heard me talking about the phases of life. So when I talk about winter, it's metaphoric of life approaching its end, except that it really isn't the end. We say goodbye to the old year. We say hello to the new year. In the same way, death of the physical body is only the beginning in disguise. It is actually a renewal for the soul. It is the conclusion of a lesson and the start of the next lesson. Life will begin again. Spring follows winter to restart the cycle. Through all the changes, all the changing of seasons, the valley remains the valley, as it always has been and always will be. We can observe the valley for years and years. Every year, see the changing of seasons. And we know that the valley still is. That is how we extrapolate in the Tao to say that the spirit of the valley maps to the soul. The changes we go through in life map to the seasonal changes, and a year in the valley is a lifetime for the person. So let me jump to the summary to talk about what we have discussed. And of course, the foremost concept that we talked about today is the valley spirit. So as a quick summary of that, think about the openness, the receptivity, that the valley is accommodating, it is welcoming, it is tolerant, it's compassionate, and there is that generosity of spirit. Of course, there's the nurturing and protective aspect of the valley. The valley cradles all myriad things within it. The valley provides sustenance to all. It's not just a container, it's the container for living things. Taking a cue from that, we also want to approach other people with the protective embrace and the compassionate nature, the generosity of the valley. And lastly, let's talk about the eternal nature of the valley spirit. The valley spirit is synonymous with the yin principle, which is a universal principle that has existed since the beginning of time and continues on throughout all of eternity. This is reflective of the immortal human spirit. And here I'd like to recall to mind the example that we went through about the valley undergoing seasonal changes. So no matter how many different seasons have passed for the valley remains the valley. Its essence is still the spirit of the valley. In the same way, it doesn't matter how many lifetimes you and I go through, you remain the same individual as yourself. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.